I was facing 10 to 80 years when I walked into the courthouse, January 12th, 2004. Had to be there at 9 o'clock. I didn't realize exactly what that meant. Didn't realize just how much trouble I truly was in. I knew I was in a lot of trouble, obviously. 5 to 40 years per count. I had 2 counts. Distribution of oxycodone. The grand sum total of my charges was $180 some. $180, I think, is what it was. So in my mind, I thought, man, for less than $200, maybe they'll find leniency. I'd never been to court, never been in trouble. I showed up for all my court dates. I was on a, just regular bond, and just kind of figured that God would have it all, it would all be worked out. And, my name being Bandy, started with the last name, B. Got called up early. Called me up, and still in my mind I'm thinking, surely he ain't gonna, he gonna get that, he gonna get that much time. Well, they wound up scratching one charge, and I pled guilty to another charge, to one. They knocked one off. I pled guilty to one. That left me with 5 to 40 years. Still, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, surely to God, I just didn't know. Man, that judge, give me 20 years. And then it seemed like forever when he said, I find you guilty, or I sentence you to 20 years. And then, man, it seemed like it was a long time before he said anything at all about 17 suspended. Well, I'm not really that great at math, but it didn't take me long to figure out that still left me 3 years in prison. Guys, I guess, as I look back on that, I questioned the system. I questioned the doctors. I questioned the judge, his motives, or what his personal issues were. And of course, you hear the rumors in jail that the judge, whatever. It still comes down to a personal decision of mine to get wrapped up in the bull crap. Man, now, I wasn't out on the street selling dope or anything like that. But I was playing the game, don't get me wrong. But, a friend came to my house, wore a wire on me and ratted me out. So to say that the police caught me, no, the police caught him and then he caught me. But either which way, it ultimately come down to a decision that I made to get into that type of bullshit. And it landed me in prison for 3 years with no record, no ever any association with any kind of thievery or anything like that. Just distribution of, and I say just, it wasn't just, it was terrible. Shouldn't have never sold him or anyone any pain pills. I didn't make no money on it, you know what I mean? It was all a trade system. It was all like, okay, I had bought just as many pain pills off of him as he ever purchased off of me. The difference was I didn't choose to wear wire on him. He chose to wear wire on me. So, whatever. But, you know, as I start reaching and you know, just really being cognizant of, you know, where my situation's at today. I'm 47 years old. I'm not really unsuccessful. I mean, I own my home. My wife and I, we're comfortable. We're fine. But I just think of the years that I wasted where I could have really been doing God's work and, you know, what He's seen fit for my life, and instead, you know, made some really stupid decisions. And I'm still doing God's work, and I think I finally weaved myself back into where I'm supposed to be finally. Wow, what a long weave. And but I think it brings me back to why I'm sitting right here. I'm trying to share my story, so that not only the people that maybe watch this know that there's hope. There's definitely hope. You know, they took all my rights. Couldn't carry a gun. Couldn't vote. Did 3 years. Then had to do 5 years of probation. And, you know, just the stigma around it. And now, you know, you got people that are always going to associate you to that, no matter how hard you try to walk away from it. That's just the way that's going to be. But the people that matter in the long run aren't going to be those people. And I'm finding that, you know, this journey bringing me to where I'm at today, you know, before I went to prison, man, you know, I was a pretty naive dude. I mean, everybody was good to me. I had a lot of, you know, associates that, you know, good people to me or whatever, and had a few good friends and good family and everything, good supportive crew around me. You know, I just made some really, really horrible decisions, and, you know, was in a position of just enough sickness and just enough pain and just enough suffering to have merit in some ways, which therefore give me my out. That was my out, you know, and I played it, you know, played the human thing, and I used it to get pain pills, and I used it to avoid taking responsibility. And then I remember when I realized that I was on pain pills to a point where I was addicted. Like, okay, this is no longer for fun. And I just can remember not caring. By the time I realized that I was hooked, I thought it was life. I thought that, you know, like, just going to go to the doctor and I'm going to get, you know, this amount of pain pills, and I'm just going to have to be careful with this amount and make sure I have them and whatever. And it just don't work out that way. In the end, it just led me back to fighting for that freedom of, man, I don't want to have to depend on anything other than what the world throws at me and what I have inside me to deal with the world. That was, you know, that was my realization at my point at which I got a foothold and said, okay, done with it, I'm over it. I'd had a couple of them footholds, and man, they slip on out from under your feet so easy, like loose sand. And but man, if you just keep stepping, you will get through it. And on that last step, few years back, my motivation was that I never ever wanted to give any of my family or my friends the out of I was drinking, or I was high, or he just didn't have his mind together, or he wasn't thinking right. No, we won't have that in this life no more. From here on out, I will take it whatever comes, sober, clear-minded, gonna get angry, gonna get upset, gonna be confused, feelings are gonna get hurt, but I'm sober, and I'm dealing with it. And I send prayers, and I want the people out there to know that are suffering, struggling. Man, I feel your struggle in my heart, just in my heart and my soul, and I'm praying for you, sincerely. I hate even knowing I was a part of anything to do with that shit. Anything. Excuse my language, but I hate knowing that I was a part of that. And I hate what I did to myself. I hate being a part of what I did to other people. I hate knowing that there's people out there in pain. That's probably somewhere down the line, maybe I had something to do with them being in pain. Just by perpetuating the problem over the years of being a part of it. Know that there's people just like me. They may not be on YouTube. They may not be making videos. But they're praying for you. And it's a sincere prayer. And you're being lifted up. If you're watching this, I want you to know that you're being lifted up before God Almighty. And I'm saying the prayer. And it's a sincere prayer. I know the struggle, and make this a foothold. Get your foothold and just give it another go. I've said this quote before in other videos, and I'll say it again because I live by it. It's by W. Clement Stone, and it says, "Success is achieved by those who try and keep trying." And he was a very, very wealthy man, very, very successful man in the insurance agency, in insurance business and other stuff. I don't know exactly all that part, but point is, just keep trying. Keep trying. If you feel like this is your chance, then give it a try. Whenever you feel like it's your chance, then try. Just keep trying. Doesn't matter how many times you fail. What matters is that last time you give it a try, and you find that right foothold, and you get out of the sand that's shifting, get over on solid footing. So I just I want to make this a way of people knowing that are struggling, whether it be with opioids or whatever the drug is, Suboxone, methadone. It's all hard to come off of, and I do understand, and there's people out there that understand, but I'm here to tell you there is another side. Give yourself that time. It's going to take time. You've put yourself through misery to get to where you're at, so you owe it to yourself to go through a little misery to get past it. Just get a foothold, get you another go. And if it don't work, just get another foothold, get you another go. If you've made it this far, then you know that there's prayers being sent up for you, and they're sincere prayers. My name is Guy Bandy. This channel is called Creating Change, and I encourage you to reach out, whether it be to me or whether it be to whomever in your life. Reach out. If you're struggling, reach out. There's people out there that's wanting to lift you up and hold you up. But I appreciate everybody. I thank God for this platform and an opportunity to speak my heart out. And guys, until next time, like, subscribe, share if you feel like somebody could use this message. And until next time, y'all have a great and blessed evening.